Okay, so in this video, I'll be helping you get started for your first time deploying an Arma Reforger. That being said, this tutorial will mainly be focused on the cluster of servers by worst case scenario. Worst case scenario, or otherwise known as WCS, they have a cluster of servers and I believe they have about 6 EU and 6 NA servers, with a good amount of mods that not only provide new vehicles and weapons, but it also has a huge amount of quality of life features. If you're looking for a server, definitely check these out. Otherwise, you found this video, you're already aware of WCS. Getting started in Arma Reforger can be a little overwhelming, but I'm going to try and speed round all of this to get you up to speed, ready for the battle quicker. If this video helps you at all, liking this video can go a really long way by helping this video reach a wider audience. And hey, if you want more Arma content, make sure to hit the sub button too. You know, it's free. So the basic objective is to hold all of the pink points. So as you see here on this map right now, you have Fort Bastion, Industrial Zone, Gas Station. You see all the pink names. The pink names are the main control points. If your team holds all of those points, a timer will start counting down, and once that timer has reached 0, your team will win. Now, the way to stop it, so we flip it, the entire all of the pink points are being held by the enemy team. If your team starts to try and cap one of those points, or at least contests one of those points, the timer will pause until you capture that point, or until all your teammates are dead in that area, and the timer will then continue ticking down. What you've got to look at though as well is how all of the points are linked. As you can see, when you hover over a point, you can see that it has a red line. Now the red line shows that if we have power station right here, once we have power station, we then have the ability to then capture Vermont. Then a perfect example is we can capture Checkpoint Alpha if we wanted. We can capture Super Fob. We cannot capture Eastern Lumber Mill. I believe the only way we can get Eastern Lumber Mill is by capturing one of these 2 points. Now, if we went for this one, because it is a pink name, this may then allow us to also capture this one. And then we can hold the front line against their main operating base. Now, I have a loadout already, but I will drop everything and we will do it all again. But whilst I'm here and whilst I have the items, let's just go over a few basics. You have your map, which shows your map, shows your teammates, and shows your objectives. Nice and simple. You have your radio. If you pull out your radio using G, you have an option. You have the option of 2 frequencies. One of them will have a platoon channel. This will be your entire team. This is the way that I can speak to the entire team and give, you know, tactics, tips, or vital information to. And then the other one would usually be your squad. If you're in a squad, this will change automatically. So if I join a different squad now on my next live, this will change to the frequency that that squad is set to. However, if you meet teammates out in the battlefield and you all want to link up as a squad, just for that time being, what you want to do is highlight your radio and use your mouse wheel up and down, and you can change the frequency. If you do kill an enemy and you do find a radio on the enemy, you can also listen in to the enemy comms, and you can hear their tactics, you know, talking about supply runs, ambushes, big pushes on certain objectives, and you can use this vital information however you want, really. By pressing O, pulls out the watch. The watch will show you the direction. It will act as a compass. So as you can see, if I'm aiming down sights, I use my free look or my alt look to look down at my watch. I can give some direction to my teammates rather than saying, he's at the trees. You can hold control and use your mouse wheel up and down to look at your stances. So you can slowly change your stances. This can go all the way down to lying down. Same again, if I use my scroll wheel whilst holding control, I can go up ever so slowly. You cannot hold your breath in Arma. The way to do this is by managing your stamina. At the bottom left of the screen, you will see a very faint small green bar. This is tickling down. The less stamina you have, the more wobbly your aim is going to be. A way to zoom in your scope in and out, if you hold Alt and use your mouse wheel up and down. F2 is your best friend. That reduces sound. So you can hear the game sound now. If I press F2, it will minimize all of the audio other than voices. So you can still hear comms from your teammates locally or via a radio. By pulling out your binoculars by pressing B, If you aim down sights or press right click to look through the binoculars, if you hold R for reload, it will bring up a red box, and then if you let go of R, it will also give you distance as a rangefinder. So this is the basic kit that you would have. You have an armband. The US will have blue, and the Russians will have red. I'll put some pictures up now so you can see. This is a good way of identifying enemies. Other than that, it is slowly just getting used to, 1, the different camos, 2, the direction that they're coming from. Obviously, this doesn't always mean that they're going to be the enemy, because you could have friendlies on a flank. But just learning to ID certain things, like if you're playing US and you're looking at a guy with an RPG, 9 times out of 10, that would be an enemy. However, sometimes your teammates could pick up an RPG from a dead Russian, for an example. But main way, the camos, check your map, and the armbands. So this is the basic loadout. You have your radio, your map, your shovel. You have your watch, your binoculars already. You have your gear, which you can all personalize by going to the sandbags. If I come to the equipment and clothing, you can see I can scroll through all of this and add new bags. But all we're going to do is the essentials. You got bandages to stop a bleed. You got tourniquet to also further stop bleeds, or if you've run out of bandages, you can also use the tourniquets. Morphine to help when you're in pain. If you can't walk, if your arms are injured and your arms are shaky, this allows you to recover. Epinephrine to help pick up unconscious patients or, teammates. And then the saline is if you have had major bleeding and you've got a lot of blood loss, you will notice your screen pulsing. This will allow you to get rid of the pulsing. So I would do a few bandages, maybe 3 or 4, 1 tourniquet, 2 morphine, 1 epinephrine, and then a saline. That is probably my go-to. A lot of people don't know the medical kit is also a vital part. It's really strong. People don't use it. It doesn't weigh that much. It doesn't take up that much room. But with this med box, if I pulled it out and walked up to a teammate, I can also give them more meds. So I believe it's like 8 bandages and 5 morphines that all go in this box. I would also get night vision goggles, making sure that my helmet can actually hold them. With your night vision goggles, you turn them on by pressing N. Now, be warned, if you do this in daylight, this could blind you unless you're quick. To adjust the light on the NVGs, you hold shift, you use mouse wheel up and down. Just be warned, when you first put them on, they are bright. With the weapons, you can scroll through the weapons, find out the kind of weapon that you want. Even if it's not the style you want or the scope you want, we'll get into that. Let's just go with the... We'll go with the M4A1. It also has an under-barrel grenade launcher. It's not got the scope that I want, so what I can do is I can mouse over the gun, press I for inspect, and then I can change the scope as I wish here. If I want a voodoo, I want to get rid of this. So if I just put this here, and I would like a silencer in front of it as well. I can then go down to the magazines. These are all the magazines. I'm going to go with these. So let's just get 4 or 5 magazines. It shows I have the right magazine here. I have 5 magazines. I grab another one. I have 6. So this is me checking out the scope. Not sure if I like it. One thing to check. One thing to change. If I hold R, I can inspect the weapon. I can look at the front sight. And I can flip the sight down. I also flip this sight too. Let's try that out. Much cleaner. Much better. But I also don't like the black square because it's not going to be good for me at night. So if you hold middle mouse button, it will then illuminate also. The next thing, we've gone through quite a lot of the basics. The next one is your vehicles. Light vehicle depot here. So I'm going to go and get a little Jeep. So now I've spawned a vehicle. Let's just pretend there's a lot of people running around MOB. This vehicle does indeed spawn locked. So whilst you're looking at the driver's seat, I can lock the vehicle. No one can then steal my vehicle. What you can then do is you can unlock it and then allow people to jump in, or if there's people around, you can walk up to them when they're near the vehicle and you can give them vehicle access. That means the only people that can go in here are the ones that have access, and you're not going to get your vehicle stolen. It's going to stop people from griefing, and not that it happens often, but it just stops them from, stealing your vehicles. That is pretty much the basics of you getting started. We did speed round it, so if I've gone too fast, and something you haven't understood, by all means, go back in the video, listen to it again. If you're still confused, next step is come on over to our Twitch. We stream daily. I'm more than happy to help. If you are in the same server, if you want to come and join us and jump in a squad, I'm more than happy to help you whilst we are in the game too. Hopefully one of these tips has helped you, or you've learned something new with this video. If you're looking for more information regarding logistics, then I've already got a video out on logistics. And if you're thinking about repairing vehicles or rearming vehicles, we already have that too. If you're looking for a specific kind of video and you don't see it on the channel, leave it in the comments. I'll get to work on it straight away and we'll get that video out for you guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in Arma.